Welcome to Lab 5.1, CITC 2337, Configuration of Service Accounts and Kerberos Delegation. In this lab, our objectives will be creating a service account, creating a managed service account, creating an Active Directory service account, installing the managed service account on server A, and we'll be creating the SBN for an account, and we'll be configuring the delegation. Let's go ahead and begin for Lab 5.1. We're going to be configuring service accounts and Kerberos delegation. So let's go ahead and begin with that. On server DC, which we're on now, we'll be creating a service account. So to begin with that, we'll be creating a new OU in class 2050 users and computers called service accounts. Let's give it a second to load up, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and right click, class 2050, new organizational unit, and let's name it service account, and then hit OK. Now inside of here we're just going to right click, new, and then we do users, and let's name this account app service 1 with a password. Actually, let's do password of app service 1, and just type it one more time. Uncheck that. Let's do password never expires, and let's do user cannot change this password. Hit next, finish. Okay. So next thing we'll be doing is creating a managed service account. So let's go ahead and add a new group called server GP. So let's do new. See, add a new group to the computer container and Active Directory users and computer called server GP. So let's do it. New group. Let's name the group called server GP. Global security. Okay. And then we just want to right click on member, properties. Let's see, let's right click properties on here, members, and let's do object types, computers, okay, and then type out server A to be a member of our server GP group. Fine, okay. Next one we're doing is using PowerShell to create a key distribution service root key. So let's open up our PowerShell. And let's go ahead and type out a few commands. Add KDS root key effective time parentheses get dash date close parentheses dot add hours dash 10. Okay, I cannot type. Okay, so fix that up. Add hours, get date, effective time. And that should work. That should create a root key for the domain. Yep. And there's our GUID. And let's create an Active Directory service account. So let's type out the PowerShell command for this. Server dc.class2050.com, and then principals allowed to retrieve manage password, and then server GP for our group. And that should have created a service account, and there it goes. Okay, so let's go see which OU that the account was created in. Let's go back to our users and computers, and let's see, manage service accounts, and you can see that it's made in the default location inside of the managed service account container. So let's go ahead and associate the managed service account app2 with the computer account server A. So let's open up our PowerShell once again and do add-ad computer service account. Let's make sure it's accurate. Okay. Alright, and there we go. Okay, so now we're on server A, and we're logged on as a class 2050 administrator. So let's go ahead and add the Active Directory domain service role onto server A. So let's go to manage, add roles and features. Next. Check domain services, add, next, next, install. Alright, let's just skip ahead for this part real quick. Alright, then now let's hit close, and it wants us to promote to a DC. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so next. And then let's type our password real quick. Next. Once it unloads, it's like now, any second. As soon as it's done, we just install it, and then we'll be done with the DC, and then we move on to the next step. It'll be opening up the Active Directory module for Windows PowerShell, and we'll be adding the computer account to server A. So let's go ahead and skip ahead through all this. Okay, so I went ahead and restarted the server and set up the DC. So now I'm going to open up the Windows PowerShell and Tools, and let it load up for a second. And then I'm going to add the computer account to server A. So I'm going to type in add-ad computer service account dash identity server A dash service account app service 2. Okay, now we're going to set the Smpte Trap. So let's go ahead and open up our services. Okay. Let's just find our SNMP trap. So let's see, there it is. Let's go to properties, log on tab, then we select this account option, and we're just gonna delete that because we don't need it. And Let's type in here class 2050 app service 2, and then our money symbol, and let's hit OK. You can see this account has been granted the logon as a service right, and OK. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. We'll be creating a virtual account, and we're going to assign the print service to the account. So let's open up properties for the print spoiler, which are somewhere over here. Properties, and in here we're just going to go into logon in this account. Again, we're going to clear that out, and then for this account we're going to type nt service / spoiler, and we're going to apply, and we'll not take effect to restart it, and we're just going to hit restart on this bad boy. And let's see, Windows cannot install a print spoiler on the local computer, so a privilege that the service requires to function properly does not exist. So then you have to configure it in the snap-in. So yeah. Now let's go ahead and go over to our server DC and create the service principal name for an account, and we'll configure the Kerberos delegation. So let's go over to server DC, and let's just go to tools and ASI manager, and let's go to connect to, and just leave the default, and then let's expand it some more. Then inside of here we just want to click on the CN equals app service. Let's expand it, and then for this we're going to right click and choose properties, and then scroll down, double click service principal name, and then we're going to add a few values to this real quick. And the first one we're going to be adding is http /portal.class2050.com:443. Click add. Okay. And then we're going to open up our service account organizational unit in users and computers, which we already have that left open from earlier. And we're going to open the properties of app service 1. So let's refresh this, and let's find out app service 1, then click the delegation tab, and then trust is used for delegation to any service, Kerberos only, and apply, and there we go, and that's the lab. We just associated the two together, and let's go to the next part of this, which will be installing the managed service account on server A. So let's go ahead and do that. And in review, we created a service account on server DC, we created a managed service account, we created an Active Directory service account, we installed the managed service account onto server A, and we created an SPN for an account and configured delegation for server DC.